Hello. I'd like to welcome you out to the second episode of End of Days with Kevin Jennings. The first episode, if you've watched it already, it was just kind of an introduction to kind of let you know the things that we'd be discussing about the times that we're living in. Now, if you've seen that, you know I said we'd be discussing Mark chapter 13, because I want you to come to a realization, to the same conclusion that I've came to, and that is that we are living in the last days of the face of this planet. So as we look today at Mark chapter 13, if you got a Bible, I would hope if you would have a Bible, that you would open up the Bible and you would turn to Mark chapter 13. And I want to read Mark chapter 13, and this is probably going to take probably 2 to 3 sessions, probably 3 sessions, probably 3 episodes of the show will be on Mark chapter 13, because Jesus, in this Mark chapter 13, is talking about the times that we're living in, the last days of the face of the planet, and some signs that are going to go on the last days of the face, they're going to go with the last days of the face of this planet. So I would hope that you would follow along, and we're going to discuss these things in detail. We're probably, in today's episode, I would say we're probably going to be looking at possibly the first 10 verses of Mark chapter 13. And I would hope that you would join me as we read this. And I really want you to understand what God is trying to say to us. You know, God is calling out to us with the signs that are happening on the face of the earth, because He's looking for us to draw closer to Him. He wants us, if we're not a Christian, if we don't know Him, to receive the free gift of salvation that He's wanting to give to us, to rescue us from the eternal prison that we call hell. And if you have had a salvation experience, then God is wanting to draw you closer to Him in these last days. So let His Word speak to you. Let His Word talk to your heart this day, so that you can see what He's trying to say. God will always send mercy before He sends judgment. Let's look at Mark chapter 13. Jesus is here, and it says, as He went out of the temple, one of His disciples saith unto Him, Master, see what manner of stones and what buildings are here. And Jesus answering said unto him, Seest thou these great buildings? There shall not be left one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as He sat upon the Mount of Olives over against the temple, Peter and James and John and Andrew asked Him privately, Tell us, what shall these things be? And what shall be the sign when all these things shall be fulfilled? These disciples of Jesus, they're asking Jesus to tell them what shall be the signs that are going to come on the face of the earth. What's going to happen? What can we look for? What can we see that's going to tell us that we are living in these last days that we're talking about here? And there are going to be signs. And as I look at the Bible, Jesus here is telling us what these signs are going to be. And all we need to do is to look at the Bible, and it will tell us what these signs are going to be. And here Jesus goes, and He says, and Jesus answering them began to say, Take heed, lest any man deceive you. Jesus, right off the bat, Jesus is saying, you know what? Pay attention, because somebody will try to deceive you. Somebody will try to lead you astray. And there's going to be a lot of people, as we live in these last days on the face of this earth, they're going to try to tell you different things. They're going to try to tell you there's other ways to get to heaven. They're going to try to say all kinds of things. But there's only one way to heaven, and that's Jesus Christ. You only have one means of rescue as we live in these last days, and that's Jesus Christ. We have to turn to Him if we expect to escape these things to come. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. That's what I just said. There's going to be all kinds of people come and say they're Christ, to say they're Jesus, to say they're representing Him. But you know what? There's going to be a lot of false prophets. You know, we've already seen, especially in the last 100 years, so many people claiming to be Christians, so many people claiming to belong to Christ, but they were false Christ, and they were false prophets, and they led people astray, even to the point of suicide, even to the point of just atrocities that were done. Let me tell you something. Let me make a bold statement here. Many atrocities have been done in the name of religion. Not in the name of Christ, but in the name of religion. Many atrocities have been done. They might have said they were representing Christ, but they were representing themselves and the religion they created. The religion of the true God, of the Bible, the religion of Jesus Christ. I don't even like to use the word religion, because it's not about religion, it's about relationship. Christianity is about a true relationship with Jesus Christ. And it's not going to lead anybody to a mass suicide. It's not going to lead anybody to murder. It's not going to lead anybody to these things. Christianity is about love and compassion and reaching out to others and all the things of the Bible. Jesus was about reaching out to others. And when you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must be. But the end shall not yet be. Boy, we've seen that. There's been so many wars here recently. Wars going on all over the face of the earth right now. You can just search wars on the internet going on and just see how many wars are going on right now. More wars right now and in recent times than probably anywhere in history before. More wars. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. We see that. All kinds of countries fighting each other and fighting within themselves. And there shall be earthquakes in divers places, and there shall be famines and troubles, and these, wait right there, earthquakes. We've seen that so much recently. We've seen so many. We hear about the shortages of crops. We hear about the droughts. We hear about all those things. And you say, Kevin, those things have happened all throughout history, but not so much as recently. Not so much as now. Not so much as here, now, in the current time. All these things that may have happened in history, but they're all happening now. And they're all wrapping together. More so than they ever have before. Maybe you've had a war. Maybe you've had a famine. Maybe you've had a disease come up. But never so much all at once in a worldwide situation. Calamity is just everywhere. Destruction is everywhere. But what does the Bible say about it? These are the beginning of sorrows. Just the beginning. Just the start. This draws us almost to a conclusion. We didn't quite make it to verse 10. But what a place to stop. What a place to think about. These are the beginning of sorrows. I want you to think, friend. I want you to dwell on the things that have been said this episode. I really want you to draw with me, and I want you to come to that conclusion that we're living in the last days, because once we get that in our mindset, we can look toward the future and the things to come, which the thing to come, the most important thing to come, is Jesus Christ. Because you know what? He's coming soon. And He's looking for His own. Belong to Jesus. Be His. He loves you so much. I'd like to thank you for joining me with this episode 2 of End of Days. Please check back soon for our next episode. Remember, we're living in the last days. And as I said before, and I'll say it again, I can't say it too much, Jesus will soon return.